Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So I do believe that Manchester United can get third. As it stands at the moment, we are sitting 6 points behind Leicester. And if we could get third place, that would be a fantastic achievement for Manchester United. But if we don't finish third, then I think, we will finish fourth. Like I said, the top four is a priority for us. Because obviously, we want qualification for the Champions League for next season. And plus, if we get qualification for the Champions League, it will help us have more of a competitive summer transfer market and all of that. And plus, we will generate money. As it stands now, at the moment, we are just 2 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea, go up against Manchester City. I think it is sometime. Is it tonight, the Chelsea-Manchester City game and all of that? So, yeah, we actually, could finish third. We've obviously, got other priorities as well. The FA Cup is a priority for us. And so too is the Europa League. Because that's a chance of us winning 2 trophies under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So if we could win the FA Cup, and we could win the Europa League, and we could also get the top 4, that would be a fantastic achievement for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it would be a memorable first full season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all of that. Solskjaer, did recently give us an update on our transfer plans. And he says, we have got to spend money, to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. I think, we are around 3 signings off the title, maybe 4. But Solskjaer, did say, that we are not too far away now from the title. Because I did say next season our expectations will be to challenge for the Premier League title. Like I said, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. So this has been a 7th season now. We have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. So that just indicates how inconsistent we have been for the last 7 years or so. But I think, we can finish this season on a high. Very, very good win against Sheffield United yesterday at Old Trafford. Beating them by 3-0. Obviously, you saw my match reaction yesterday. I give you my player ratings this morning. But it was a very, very dominant performance. Of course, Martial had scored an hat-trick. That's his first senior hat-trick for Manchester United. And also became the first Manchester United player to score a hat-trick since Robin Van Persie. It was also good to see Rashford get 2 assists, and also too Wan-Bissaka had got an assist as well. So it's very, very good, that we did beat Sheffield United. And, we are now unbeaten in 13 games in all competitions. And this is, our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. But you can see, there's been a lot of improvements. There's been a lot of improvements in that, Of course, Solskjaer's been at Manchester United now a year and a half, which is, of course, 18 months. And I have, taken positives from his tenure so far. Like I said, Solskjaer has recommended 5 good players into the club, spent just over £200 million on them. Last summer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he brought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. Also, too, Solskjaer's promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their chances. Greenwood's obviously, flourishing. Brandon Williams is flourishing. But there again, there's still some players at the club, that are finding game time very, very difficult and all of that. Obviously, our record against the Big Six sides this season's also been very, very good. We've taken 18 points against the Big Six sides this season. And like I've said to you, I've seen improvements under Solskjaer. We've improved in the transfer market under him. So I've definitely seen improvements under him. And don't forget, earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. For 30 years. And reflecting on that, Solskjaer, was under pressure. And he was actually, very, very close to getting the sack. But I give you the couple of main explanations, why Solskjaer didn't get the sack. What saved his job at Manchester United was the signing of Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes has made a fantastic impact. And also, too, with the wins against likes of City and Tottenham earlier on in the season, they saved his job as well. Maybe with Solskjaer being a club legend, that could also play a part in it as well, because Solskjaer was a great player for the football club for 11 years. But the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager and his second summer transfer window, because he's already overseen one summer transfer window. There were stories coming out the other week saying that, our transfer budget had been revealed. It says we're going to get around 269 or 270 million pounds to spend in the summer transfer window. Now, if that is the case, we should get the right number of players in. And Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. But he's got big decisions to make in the summer transfer window, what players he's going to recommend in, because there is a lot of players on our agenda. Obviously, we still try to get Sancho. Jadon Sancho's our number one priority target. I heard recently, Borussia Dortmund want £117 million for him. We want Jack Grealish. He's another one of our priority targets. Wanting to get Jude Bellingham from Birmingham, but obviously, now he's going to Borussia Dortmund. So Solskjaer did actually, say he wants to make around 3 major signings or 4 major signings at the end of the season. And he's going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window, at least. I've got an idea, of the players we are going to get rid of. I think, we are going to get rid of Phil Jones. Well, we'll try to, I think we'll get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. Smalling at the moment's out on loan with Roma. Rojo's out on loan at Estudiantes. We'll be looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira and all of that. So we're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. You already know the news on Alexis Sanchez and all of that. Recent reports did say that Sanchez will return to Manchester United by next month, because we are refusing to extend his loan at Inter Milan. Inter Milan have been in talks with us over extending Alexis Sanchez's loan, I think, for the remainder of this season. It also says Inter Milan, wanted to, keep him on loan for next season as well. But we have rejected this proposal. But he said the other week, that Sanchez, will be coming back, but we're only willing to offer him a squad role, Alexis Sanchez. So that means, he will be a backup. Sanchez has endured a difficult time at Inter Milan. He was out with a dislocated ankle for like 3 months. He also endured difficult 18 months with us as well. We got Sanchez back in January 2018 as part of a swap deal of Mkhitaryan going to Arsenal. And Sanchez didn't live up to expectations, as we all thought he would have done, because, he did very, very well when he was at Arsenal. He did very, very well at Barcelona when he was younger, when he played under Guardiola's guidance. But what he did at Barca and Arsenal, he failed to rediscover that form at Manchester United, and he's also failed to do it at Inter Milan. The Inter Milan did get him on a 10-month loan last summer, Sanchez. Obviously, there's no obligation or option to buy at the end of the loan. But Solskjaer did say back in January that Sanchez, will come back to prove everybody wrong and all of that. But yeah, players are definitely going to leave. But Solskjaer's obviously got rid of a lot of the deadwood anyway since he got recommended in to the football club. I think a total of 19 players have left Man United since Solskjaer came in. Solskjaer, has got big decisions to make anyway. Not only in the summer transfer window. Don't forget, Solskjaer's got a goalkeeping decision to make. He has got a decision to make on, David De Gea and Dean Henderson and all of that. Solskjaer, was recently talking about Dean Henderson and David De Gea. He says, Dean Henderson's not yet ready to become Man United's number 1 goalkeeper. But on the other hand, Solskjaer did say that he, will be England's number 1 goalkeeper, Manchester United's number 1 goalkeeper in the future and all of that. So Dean Henson, could be going out on loan for another season. This has been his second season on loan with Sheffield United, and he's been Sheffield United's player of the season. He's had quite a few loan spells as Dean Henderson. He had the one at Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. Obviously, we got Dean Henderson from Carlisle when he was younger. We got him at just the age of 14. Henderson's got a contract with us till 2022. He did say, we're willing to offer Dean Henderson a new contract, but Dean Henderson will only accept this contract if he's guaranteed to be our number one for next season. So there you go. He recently did say as well that Chelsea and Tottenham have expressed their interest in Dean Henderson. But like I said, David De Gea is going to remain our number one goalkeeper for the remainder of this season. Could still be our number one next season, remain our number one. Because he recently said that Solskjaer had set a deadline for David De Gea. He's going to give him 12 months to rescue his Manchester United career. David De Gea. Of course, David De Gea, had nothing to really do in the 3-0 win against Sheffield United. Don't forget, in the 1-1 draw with Tottenham, David De Gea was heavily criticised by Roy Keane because obviously, he should have saved Steven Bergwijn's shot. But Solskjaer, don't forget, had responded to that criticism. And he did say, and he's come out, and he defended David De Gea. And Solskjaer still insists that David De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Like Solskjaer said, David De Gea has been a long servant at the football club. This has been his 9th season with Manchester United. He's approaching his 10th year at the football club. And analysing it, I think David De Gea has had 7 good years out of the 9 years he has been here. Because in the last couple of years, I've got to make an admission, he has been a liability. He has nearly made 400 appearances for us now in all competitions, but he's still regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, reflecting on, what he's achieved at the club. He's won individual awards and he's won everything here domestically, and he's been here since 2011 as David De Gea. We paid £17 million for him from Atletico Madrid. That's how much we paid for David De Gea. And I said, when he leaves Manchester United, he will go back to Spain because he was born in Spain. His relatives are from Spain. He began his footballing career in Spain. He was close to joining Real Madrid in 2015, but due to a fax machine, his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise. And last year, David De Gea had signed a 4-year deal at the club. So he's now on 375 grand a week. So David De Gea is the highest paid goalkeeper in the world, and he's the highest paid at Manchester United. And David De Gea, of course, is in his late 20s. So he's got a goalkeeper decision to make. A bit of a dilemma at left back as well. Obviously, we've got Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back. I definitely think for the remainder of this season, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back because obviously, Luke Shaw is more experienced than Brandon Williams. But maybe next season, Brandon Williams, could become our first choice left back. But, if we went with like 3 at the back, then, we can play Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams in the same team. Solskjaer's got a decision to make on Angel Gomez, don't forget, because his current contract expires on the 30th of June, and we're nearly on the 30th of June now. Solskjaer said in his press conference prior to the game against Sheffield United, he said there's no update on Angel Gomez's contractual situation. I heard the other week that we'd put a contract offer in for Angel Gomez and we'd offered him around £30,000 a week. But we've put forward quite a few contract offers in for him, but he hasn't accepted any of these contract offers. Don't forget, Angel Gomez has only made 6 first-team appearances for the football club this season, and he's only made 10 in total since he broke into the senior squad back in 2017. There's still stories coming out saying that, Chelsea are in for Angel Gomez. So these decisions that Solskjaer has got to make at Manchester United, these decisions that he's got to make. But so there you go. Definitely no decisions he's got to make at the football club. Obviously, we had the good news in Scott McTominay recently. He signed a 5-year deal at Manchester United, Scott McTominay. So it keeps him under contract with the club until 2025. There's also an option of a further year as well. Solskjaer reacted to McTominay signing a new long-term contract, and he said, he's very delighted. McTominay's been part of the club for, a long time. And it's good that he's committing his long-term future at Manchester United. McTominay's been with us since 2012 and he's been in our senior squad since 2017. Made his senior debut against Arsenal, and since then he's gone on to make 76 appearances for the football club. But to be fair, we have extended a lot of players' contracts, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. I think there's still around 8 or 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year, I think. I give you the news on Fred yesterday. Fred reportedly said, that he wants his contract at Manchester United extended this year, and he wants an increase on his £130,000 a week wages. Fred at the moment has got around 3 years left on his current contract. Fred's done very, very well under Solskjaer this season. He's been exceptional, and he's definitely confounded his critics' run. Under the Jose Mourinho era, Fred never really got his opportunities, let's be honest. He never really got his opportunities. And at Shakhtar Donetsk, he was an exceptional player as well. But we did pay, was it 50 million or just over 50 million pounds for Fred and all of that. Nemanja Matic, I've been very, very impressed with him. His stability's been exceptional. He's got forward well like he did yesterday against Sheffield United. I did say, Matic would be the backup, but, Matic, now could become one of our first choice midfielders, that the way he's playing. Is there a possibility, we could get Matic, a new contract? I know it wasn't too long ago he signed a new contract at Manchester United, but I think he does deserve him, reflecting on his good run of performances, doesn't Nemanja Matic? But yeah. But the summer transfer window, like I mentioned, revert back to what I said earlier on regarding the summer transfer window. Maybe we're not going to make any Glasgow signings. Maybe we're not going to spend, loads and loads of money, because you had Ed Woodward coming out last month saying that, we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market, but he did say we will still remain competitive in the summer transfer market. Don't forget our net debt is just over 429 million now. Because it confirmed a month or so ago that our debt had risen up by almost £130 million and all of that. But I still think we can be very competitive in the summer transfer window. I made an admission regarding Chelsea. They've done really, really good business so far of Chelsea. They really, really have. They've signed 2 players under Frank Lampard at the moment. They got Hakim Ziyech in February from Ajax for 37 mil, or was it 38? They got Timo Werner from RB Leipzig not too long ago, and Chelsea are looking to build on that. They're trying to get Ben Chilwell. They're also in for Kai Havertz, maybe. They've got a few other players on their agenda as well. But there you go. But I don't know if Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Of course, time will tell. Time will tell. It's been up and down for Man United throughout the course of this season. Some United fans think Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for the football club, and some United fans think he isn't, and we need a manager in at the top level with a proven pedigree. But I can assure Solskjaer will be here next season, whether we get qualification for the Champions League or not, because he does need at least a couple of more transfer windows, because, it is a transition period, and like Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. He's very, very hopeful of that. He's very, very hopeful of that. Of course, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Alex Ferguson era. And, Manchester United are not known for the sacking football club, even though we've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era. Like I said, we haven't dominated English football since the Ferguson era. Ferguson endured 26 or 27 years at Manchester United. He endured 22 years of success with the football club, because let's put into the equation, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United and that. But Ferguson, won a total of 38 major honours. Developed a lot of young players as well, and was always ruthless in the transfer markets under Alex Ferguson. The fear factor was there under Ferguson. By the way, the lowest we finished under Ferguson was 3rd. So that indicates how dominant we were. But no manager now at Manchester United or in general will replicate Ferguson's legacy, and no one will last as long as Alex Ferguson did, you know. But yeah, but since he retired, we have been, playing catch up, of course, Moyes. He endured 9 months at the football club. Should have never got recommended in. It was Ferguson's fault for ever recommending him in. Louis van Gaal, he endured 2 years at the football club. We did win the FA Cup under him. And of course, Jose Mourinho, he endured 2.5 years at Manchester United and, won the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. So in the last 7 years, we've only won 3 trophies. We've spent a good £900 million on players. We've recruited over 30-odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era and that. Not only that, we've got players on big contracts at the football club. So let's just, put that into the equation. But like I said to you, the vast majority of our success came under Ferguson. Even before Ferguson, came in, we weren't so good either. Ron Atkinson wasn't so good. Frank O'Farrell. Of course, we actually got relegated under Frank O'Farrell. That was back in 1974, which is a good 45, 46 years ago now. I think we had, Wolf McGuinness as well. I think Wolf McGuinness endured like 18 months at the football club. But he only managed to recruit 1 player in and that. But like I said, we need to challenge for the league next season, really, really do. And Solskjaer did say, he's happy with our current squad, but we just need to get a few more signings in there. Solskjaer's also said Rashford and Paul Pogba are world class. I did say, didn't I, earlier on in the season, that we was missing Marcus Rashford and Paul Pogba, because they do make a difference in the team. Rashford, he played against Sheffield United yesterday. That was his second game back from his back injury. I thought Rashford made a fantastic impact. I think he missed 2 sitters. So Rashford, should have scored. But it was still good that he got to assist Marcus Rashford. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And since then has become an integral part of our team as Rashford. Very, very impressed with him. And definitely Rashford is a foreseeable future for Manchester United. Paul Pogba, he made his first start yesterday since September. And he started alongside Bruno Fernandes for the very, very first time. But Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes were majestic in that midfield. And that's definitely the best midfield partnership in the Premier League and that. I think we have more or less got a fully fit squad. Apart from Jones and Tuanzebe, I still believe that they're injured, Tuanzebe and Phil Jones and that. But there you go. There you go. But yeah, give Solskjaer more time. Like I said, Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Because before he was with us, he was at Molde, won a couple of Norwegian titles with Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, endured a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. The main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is, because, he ended up getting Cardiff relegated and we was in a relegation battle earlier on in the season. I think the lowest we finished in the Premier League era was 7th, and that was under the David Moyes era. I think last season we finished 6th, wasn't so good last season either. But you can say we've made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that is one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent in that. Maybe Solskjaer got the job permanently a bit too early, but we'll give him the job permanently, reflecting on what he did when he was the interim manager and that. There's players over the years that we've brought in who we shouldn't have brought in, but on the other hand, there's players who we've brought in who we should have kept, who we got rid of and that. But there's been problems at the club for several years, and we're now looking to address them problems. For several years there's been cultural problems. We've had a lot of problems with the board. We've had problems with Ed Woodward. We've also had problems with the Glazers, because a lot of our fans have been criticising Ed Woodward and the Glazers. But, the main explanation is reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been for the last 7 years. Also, too, with us overpaying for players. We're being criticised for that. And, just in general, some of the decisions Ed Woodward has made, Manchester United have not agreed with. Woodward's been here since 2012. The Glazers have been here since 2005. So, there you go. I just want to confirm, by the way, I'm going to be giving you my preview for the Norwich-Manchester United game, the FA Cup quarter-final, on my next video. Won't be only giving you a preview for it, I'll also be giving you my starting 11 prediction as well. I think Solskjaer will make several changes from the 3-0 win against Sheffield United yesterday. This game against Norwich, more of the youngsters, could get more opportunities in that. But definitely, going to give you a preview for that game. We should comfortably progress to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Norwich have had a really, really bad season. They're sitting bottom of the Premier League. They lost to Everton recently, 1-0. That was their 20th defeat in the Premier League this season. So Norwich are going down. Don't forget, we've already beaten Norwich twice this season. Beating them 4-0 at home, beating them 3-1 at Carrow Road. So we're looking to beat them for the third time this season, yeah. And, this has been the 6th consecutive season, we have progressed to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. It's the first time Norwich have been in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup since the 1991-1992 season. And the last time we played Norwich in the FA Cup was in a 4th round tie back in 1993-94 season. I think we beat them by 2-0. Norwich have got some injuries. I think they've got Zimmerman out, Grant Hanley, and Sam Byron. They're out for Norwich. So yeah, I'll be giving you a preview for that game on my next video. Our next league game is Brighton. Should be another game Man United should win. Then after that, it is Bournemouth. But we've got 7 games remaining in the Premier League. And we've got the easiest running out of all the Premier League teams. I think, we should win, 6 of our 7 remaining games. I really, really do. And all of that. Definitely Martial now will keep his place in the team. I know I've criticised Martial before, and a lot of Manchester United fans have, but he confounded his critics wrong yesterday. But I think overall, anyway, Martial's enjoyed an exceptional season for the football club. He's done very, very well under Solskjaer as Anthony Martial. He really, really has, and he has been playing in that number 9 role this season. And he actually seems to be more effective in that central position. Even though that's not his predominant position, he predominantly plays out wide, does Anthony Martial. This has been now his 5th season at the football club, Anthony Martial's, and all of that. So we'll probably keep him in that central position. But I think, to be honest with you, one of the best seasons Anthony Martial enjoyed was his debut season back under the Louis van Gaal era. Greenwood, I think he's going to get more starts now for the remainder of this season and next season as well. Because a lot of Greenwood's appearances have come from the bench this season, but Solskjaer made the right decision yesterday by starting Mason Greenwood. Of course, he had dropped Daniel James because I think Greenwood is the foreseeable future for us. So there you go. But like I said, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world with a fantastic history, a fantastic fan base. Won 20 titles, don't forget. So there you go. But yeah, so Solskjaer just basically said regarding the summer transfer, and he said, we'll do business, providing that players are available, for the right price. So there you go. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.